Okay, the next tragic mistake people make about tshuva is a simple mistake, because we don't get serious about it. When you hear people talking about tshuva, they say like these like fluffy things. We're going to try. It's all about trying, one small step at a time. These fluffy junk. Imagine in the business world, you have a proposal to your boss, and you present it. And he's looks it over and he says, well, it's a nice idea, but what about this contingency? What about that? And you're like, I don't know, listen. I'm just giving you an idea, And you got to try, one day at a time. He's going to throw you out. That's not serious. A serious plan worries about contingencies, has, what you're going to do when things go wrong, and what is a full plan. So let's apply that to tshuva. What is our tshuva goal? What is our one-day plan, our week plan, our month plan? What are we going to do in the contingencies? What are we going to do when we're tired? We need to get business-like. We need to get professional and bring that into Teshuva. I'll just give an example. And I started my organization. I work with couples who became religious again. So we're talking about post-Baalei Teshuva. Okay, people have been from for a few years. They're married and they have children. And I realized one day that there's no one helping these people succeed, young families succeed. There's a lot of organizations working with, beginners, maybe single people. But what happens after they do Teshuva? To help them continue in learning, shalom bayis, emotional health, fitting into the community. There's a big problem. Okay, so I had this great idea. So I went over to some people in my family. I'm like, okay, I need money to, fund this idea. So I had one contact who said, I'm going to get you an appointment with this really rich guy. But he's not just a rich guy. He knows how to build businesses. He's going to help you. So I was all excited. This guy's going to solve my problem, or he's going to help me solve my problem. He'll give me a lot of money, or he'll tell me how to go fundraising and make a lot of money so that I could take my idea and make it happen. So I sit down with this meeting with this guy, and he says, okay, so you got this nice idea, huh? Tell me more about it. What's your one-year plan? What's your growth? How do you want to be growing in 5 years? What programs will you start implementing as you grow? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. What are you saying? Let me start again. I've got an idea. I want to kind of help the Jewish people, and you're supposed to fund it. Okay? Well, I didn't really tell him that, but that's what I was thinking. And I left that meeting very disappointed. I had 2 more similar meetings over the course of the beginning of this, and every professional I spoke to did the same mean thing to me. Instead of solving my problem, they gave me more work to do. The next guy says, okay, I get it. You're starting this organization. You don't really have much money to get it off the ground. So I know what you're going to do. You're going to cut corners here. You're going to cut corners there. Don't. From the beginning, build your institution healthy. Okay, have an office, make sure your taxes, everything is transparent. You don't want to end in prison, just because you didn't cross some T's or dot your I's. Do it right. I left that meeting. Thanks. Instead of giving me money, you're giving me more work. The worst experience I had was my brother-in-law introduced me to this guy who is, once again, not just wealthy, but he builds businesses. And the guy just ripped me apart for about an hour. And I remember one question he asked me. He says, how is your institution going to save me money? Like, what? What are you talking about? I want money. Give me your money. Okay? Or tell me how to get it. I'm not here to save you money. Like, what are you talking about? I walked out of there, mad at him, mad at my brother-in-law, mad at all these people. How come no one's helping me? And it took me some time. But eventually I realized these kind people were giving me the best advice in the world. They were giving me their expertise of years in the business world. They're giving me their professional advice. And I needed to learn how to appreciate that. I'll give you an example of how I did learn how to appreciate that. That last question was wrangling me. What does it even mean? Well, I'm going to save him money. What's he talking about? I'm not here to save people money. I'm here to help people succeed, to build healthy families that cost money. Thinking about the question, one day I realized, you know what? I am saving him money. And I'll tell you why. Because the biggest drain on the Jewish community is dysfunctional people and families. And all of those people who are not functioning well and families are not functioning well, they become a drain on the community. And you have all of these institutions and organizations that try to help them. And those organizations are going to knock on this guy's door because he's rich, so they're going to come to him for money. But what my organization is doing is helping couples, individuals and couples, achieve emotional and spiritual health so that you're going to have a solid family. And those kinds of families, happy Jewish home, the whole thing, happy to be Jewish in Torah, those are the biggest resource for the community. Those are going to be the helpers. So those families are going to save money. There'll be less people knocking on his door. And after I came to understand that, of course, I've been using that. And the next time I went back to a different wealthy individual. He says, you know what? I think you're upping your game. So we need to get professional about Teshuva. And instead of just having, you're like a kid with a big idea. That's good, but that's not enough. Let's get professional about Teshuva. Let's ask ourselves some difficult questions. Oh, you want to Teshuva? That's fantastic. Really? What's your short-term plan? What's your plan today, this week, this month, this whole year? What are you going to do when you wake up too tired to do Teshuva? What is your Teshuva vision? What do you want to accomplish? Can you tell me a laser-focused spiritual prayer? If you're talking to God and you're saying, Hashem, please help me, fill in that blank. What do you want? What is your dream? What is your vision? If you don't have that, you're not serious. Let's get professional about Teshuva. So join me in the spiritual you, Teshuva Chabura, where we're going to learn all about Teshuva and get professional about it, get serious about it, so that we'll know we're serious and we're going to approach God with something that actually makes sense. Send your email to thetorahcenter@gmail.com and join us.